You've been to a lot of nationals, and you judged the national on these grounds 8 years ago. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
And I think one of the most unique things is the challenge of the first set of watermarks in the national, because they're they're always they have time efficiency is so critical. You've got a lot of dogs, and I think it's one of the most difficult tests to design.
I think when you look at nationals, and so when I was getting ready to judge in 2013, I read through all the retriever newses to look at how they did the first series, all the way through the end, kind of to get a sense of how the progression went and what people were looking for. And once upon a time, it was that we would carry dogs really until the fifth, and then the fifth series was when the knives came out, and you knew that the fifth series was when there was just going to be a bloodletting. I think there's been a trend recently where they're more willing to drop you early for one mistake. It's become more like a field trial than what I would call a national. So there's part of that going on, and there's a tension going on, and you can see that between different sets of judges, which way they go. And likewise with that, I think if you're looking to really dig hard into the dogs and get a deep cut, you tend to have a big, nasty water series. So this is a big, nasty water series. There's going to be a lot of dogs that have handled and are potentially going to be dropped, or big hunts potentially going to be dropped. If you go back 4 years, they had a nasty water triple
Right,
also,
right.
and there was a bloodletting there. I mean, a lot of dogs disappeared. So that's kind of one philosophical way to go. The other way to go, which I would call the more traditional one, is skinny watermarks. One bird is utterly dry. The other bird is like maybe two toenails wet. And then there's kind of a swim, and the test tends to be a 7-minute test. And then you're not looking for such a big cut. You're getting more of a cumulative cup, and you're really still saving up for the fifth series. To me, this feels like a big cut coming.
It's a beautiful test. I mean,
Oh, it
yeah,
is.
it really is. I've heard lots of compliments, and you get. I've watched this right hand bird today, especially, and it's hard for the right reasons. I mean, if a dog squares and take an easier route, he ends up upwind of this bird, and it's tricky.
Well, yesterday I thought I was going to run until we had the windstorm, and the right hand bird, people were just getting from 20, 30, 100 yards away. They were just getting that bird, and that was a piece of cake. But the problem was the wind was blowing from right to left, and you couldn't buy that left-hand bird.
Right.
I mean, you just couldn't
Yeah,
buy that
because
bird.
it was blown into the woods, and you couldn't
Blown
get
into the
down.
woods, and the dogs were hunting around maybe they got around to the holding blind. They were hunting the holding blind, but they would not dig in there. Now today, the wind has gone 180 degrees. So now it's blowing from left to right, and now the right-hand bird, I think you can get scent off of that as you come up. Where dogs are kind of blowing into Idiotsville, they're checking down because of scent. But now you have to really get to that right-hand bird.
So you said the right hand bird. You meant the middle bird is the one.
The middle bird today, because the wind is going from left to right, I think the dogs are checking down, and there was a higher likelihood that they were going to drive up the hill and be really stupid before, and now they're hanging in. Yesterday, the right-hand bird, everyone was getting the right-hand bird. They were scenting it from forever away, and when the dogs were squaring, which is kind of the natural way with this water, they were winning the bird. Now, tougher bird, I think.
Well, and I tell you, it really shows that they put a lot of thought into a test that was going to be good with either wind. It was just going to be different birds.
Well, and I heard tomorrow it's going to be dead nuts downwind.
Yeah, straight west. Which
So
who knows? Well,
yeah,
very good. And well, good luck to you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
always, Pat.
And
Thank you.
we'll be back, guys. Stay tuned. Thanks.